Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it is time to play. We're back in Evospace. Just getting started here. And I'm not sure if this is nighttime coming on or nighttime coming to an end. We'll see. Anyway, at the end of the last episode, we went through the GUI, went through a bunch of the basics, how to navigate things. This episode, we want to look at the research. So we researched all the free stuff that didn't require anything but a couple mouse clicks. Now we want to start researching these things that require basic computations. In last episode, we saw that there's several levels of computations. There's basic, advanced, complex, deep, and then I think somewhere near the bottom we saw quantum computations. So, and I mentioned that we need to build a computer in order to do this. So we're going to want to set up a few things. That computer is going to need electricity. In order to generate electricity, we're going to have to use a Stirling engine. The Stirling engine needs heat, so we're going to need to build a furnace. And in order to build a furnace and a platform to put all this stuff on, we're going to need stone. So let's do a quick look for some stone. This hill actually seems like a decent place to build our first area. Let's look at the map real quick and see, or we could, let's actually head south. Let's head towards where the little home icon is on the map. There's no real indicator, I don't think, here, and there's no mini map. Looks like there's some water there. I don't know that we can make use of that water or not. We'll find out. Okay, we got some trees, some mushrooms. Let's see. Oh, I just blew past our home. So maybe somewhere around here. I'm just thinking, sorry, I'm going in circles. I'm thinking we'll stay near that icon to build our first little platform. So maybe around here somewhere. So where is some stone that's close? It looks like maybe here is a crevasse or a crevice. Let's hop down here and see if we can't mine some stone. I know it's dark. I apologize for that. But I just selected one off my hotbar here. There's coal. We can use that. I don't mind taking it. I think we're going to hit stone here at some point. Definitely going to need coal. We don't really need the dirt yet. Don't need dirt. Don't need dirt. Let's see. Can we get stone? Coal is good. Let's take some coal. There's more dirt. Dirt. I don't see stone. What is this? There's some stone. All right. And again, you got to make sure that you walk over these little nuggets. They will disappear. They don't disappear real quick, but you definitely want to grab them before they do. All right, we're going to mine a bunch of stone, and we're going to use this for a couple things. We're going to use it to build some bricks and lay down a foundation, and then we'll use it to build a stone furnace. And then that coal that we just mined, because we managed to pick some up just now, and then we picked some up before. We'll use that to put it in the furnace. And then the first thing we're going to do is smelt up some of that copper ore. Oh, here's some iron ore. It'll be a little while before we use that, but I'm going to grab it while we're here. And initially, just like most other factory games, you're going to be doing some manual mining in the beginning. So stone is good, coal is good, copper is really good. Those are really the three things I can think of at the beginning that are really important. So we're just going to take a little more time, grab some more of the stone, and then eventually we'll be able to automate this. Automate the stone, automate copper, automate building the foundation blocks, automate the coal production. And again, we can, we touched on this a little bit last episode, we can mine the coal from a coal deposit. They have some on the map. Or we can produce our own coal and automate that entire process. And basically do it from trees. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more here. We are picking up some coal, which is good. That's going to be very useful to us. All right, that may be enough. Let's hop out of the hole here. And then let's find a good flat spot here. I'm looking on the map. Yeah, we're right near the home base. Kind of like a high spot. This isn't bad. I'm going to take out this rock. That got us 20 stone just for that rock. That's nice. And this looks decent enough. Let's go into our craft menu. Just hit the E key. I've got almost 100 stone now. I'm going to left click to get out of mining mode. See the little mining tool? There may be an easier way. I know escape works too. Let's first do some of these blocks. You can see in the pop-up there that's one click to craft one, the main primary click, or I can right click to craft 5. So I'm going to craft 5, and you can see in the lower left how it's queuing up our crafting, and that's kind of Factorio style. All right. And so now in order to place these foundations, you can see they're starting to accumulate in our inventory. I can drag this down to the hotbar, put it in slot 2, and then just hit 2. Super straightforward, right? We've all seen this. And just drop these guys down, or I can just select it out of the inventory. So as we're placing these, if we're replacing a block, it'll like kind of automatically mine the block that we're replacing. So in this case, we're getting, I think it's organic material. Yep. And we can actually use that organic material to produce more coal. So we'll collect it as these little guys pop up. And I'm not sure what determines which blocks actually produce that organic material and which ones don't. But we're just going to make a little platform here, and I can click and drag like I'm doing here to drop a bunch of blocks at once. So we'll do that. And again, I'm just putting down a base, really simple little platform just to get us started. Most of this stuff will end up being throwaway, but we're going to live with it for quite a while till we really get things automated. All right, that's enough to get us going. Now I'm going to hit the E to get back into the crafting menu. And I'm going to right click to get, let's see, if I right click, yeah, that dismisses the blocks. Let's build our furnace first. And it's showing we have enough material to build 2 of those. We'll just build 1. We're going to need a smelter too, so I'll build that too while we're at it. And then we're probably going to need, that's probably all we can do right now. So let's go in the inventory. So instead of putting it in my hotbar, I can just click on the item, boom, and then hit E again to get out of the inventory. And there is my furnace, stone furnace. R to rotate it. And then we can see that little circle at the top, that little, I think it's yellow. That's just showing that's where the heat is going to be output. So if you need something that uses heat, you need to connect it to that top part of this block. So I'll just drop this guy down right there. There is our stone furnace. Oops, I just center clicked for no reason. I really like the models in this game. So hopefully you do too. They look really, really cool. Anyway, there's our furnace. Now let's grab our smelter, and we can actually, I'll put it over here. You can see how there is a yellow ring at the bottom of this thing. We need to pop that so these 2 things line up. The yellow ring from the stone furnace lines up with the smelter's yellow ring. And I'll rotate this too. And I'll just pop it down right there. Now we've got our stone furnace with our stone smelter. If I right click on the furnace and I pick some coal, I think I can just shift click this, boom, in goes the coal. Our furnace is starting to heat up. And I'll just shift click again to max that out. So now we've got 32 coal in storage for the furnace. It's burning, it's creating heat. And now I'll come up here to our smelter. I'll right click on that guy. Boom. And it's getting heat. And I'm just going to shift click on the copper. Boom. And now this guy holds up to 64, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. And then if we look at the animation here, you can see the molten copper being poured into a mold here, it looks like. And there we go, copper ingot. So that's going to take a little while. We'll get some more of those. I think this can hold, I'm not sure. It's pretty low. I think it can only hold like 3 ingots in here. So you definitely want to get automation going with the inserters and things so that you don't have to manually keep collecting them. So it's going to take a little while for us to get there, but we'll do it. So now we've got 2 copper ingots. And again, we're looking to get to this research tree, so we want to build that computer. Let's take a look at the E key again. And right here on the machines tab, which is the first one, there's our computer. We know it consumes electricity, and it's going to take, let's see, if I click this guy, if I center click it, and I look over to the right, it tells me what it takes to build it, and I can kind of mouse over the ingredients here. So I need 2 copper plates, a glass plate, and 5 copper parts. So that we can the plates we can handcraft out of the copper bars, and so we can do the same thing with the copper parts. But I think this glass thing, if we look at how you make glass over on the right, I need sand, and I can put it through my smelter. Now we can go fetch sand, or I can create it. Let's see how I create it. I'll center click it. And let's see, I don't have industrial separator, but I do have stone. I can take gravel and turn it into sand. Now I think we know how to create gravel. Let's see. All right, I can handcraft from stone. I can get gravel. From gravel, I can get sand. Let's try that. I haven't actually tried it before. We've got 3 stone left. Let's actually, let's first go into our smelter and grab the bars out. So there's 3 and another one. So I guess it stores kind of 4. Let's see if we can craft some sand here. There it is. It's showing I can craft 3. Let's just do it. It's going to use up our stone, and we're going to have to mine more. And then I'm going to go ahead and center click on this just to see how many sand it takes to create glass. It looks like just 1. 1 sand into the smelter gets us 1 glass. So let's come into here. We'll grab our copper bar. And let's get the glass. So I'm going to right click in here. I'm going to take the copper out. I'm going to put the sand in. Take that copper bar out. Now it's still producing the last copper bar. And then it should get us 3 glass panes. Again, early game, if you played factory games, you're kind of used to this. It's a little slow. You got to do a bunch of stuff by hand. All right, so there's our first glass pane. Let's see, we can make the computer. So that just turned into a number 1. Let's go ahead and click it. We'll let this thing craft the last glass, and then we will throw the copper back in and keep this thing running, because we're going to need a ton of copper ingots. And right now, we're not worried about the advanced processing. We just want to get some copper ingots so we can build and start automating some stuff. All right, so now I've got the computer, and I'm trying to remember how we want to do this. It too is going to need power, and it needs power in the form of electricity. So we've got this Stirling engine right next to it that can take thermal energy into kinetic, but this thing needs electricity. But to the right of it, we've got the compact generator, which takes the kinetic energy and turns it into electricity. So we're going to need a furnace for heat, a Stirling engine on top of, Stirling engine on top of that. That's going to turn the heat into kinetic. And then a compact generator next to that. That'll turn the kinetic into electricity. And then we can drop our computer. But it's all going to start with another furnace. And I don't think we can use the same one. At least not right now we can't. So we're going to go need to get some more stone. Before I do, let's empty this guy out. It's tedious emptying these things out by hand. Let's go fetch some more stone. Down here, and there's no flashlight, so boy, this is an inopportune time to go do this, but Oh, and we just went into some water. That's even worse. Now we got to find our way out of here. All right, let's get the mining tool. And let's see if we can drill our way out of this. Oh, it looks like we're able to climb out. That wasn't too horrible. So let's see if we can find some stone. Looks like we're just getting a bunch of dirt. And I can't use dirt really for much of anything. I can use it to fill. Let's see. Let's hop out of this hole if we can. Work our way out. All right. And we'll fall into another one. Yeah, nighttime is not so great to do this. There we go. I managed to find my way out of that hole. We can fill those holes up later too. We probably will. At least the ones right near the base, right near our main starting area. There's some copper here. We can opportunistically grab this. We might get some stone too. Looks like we're getting organic material. Picked up a little coal. We're definitely going to need the copper. So let's just grab this. It's on the surface. And while it's dark, it might not be a bad time to do it. Grabbing copper. This big rock might get us some stone, which would be nice. Yeah, there's 20 stone. Grab a little bit more of this, then we'll head back. Coal, we can definitely use the coal. It's worth grabbing it. All right, that's probably enough to get us started. Let's see if I can find my way back to our little platform. Ooh, I'm gonna grab this rock. There's 20 more stone. That's handy. All right, I'm looking for a platform. That's not it, I don't think. Where is it? Look at the map. Now you know why I wanted to build right on a near our home, so I can go find it. I think we are this way. Let's just see. Yeah, there we go. Kind of see a building there or a machine. And at night, you got to watch out for these holes in the ground. All right, let's quickly grab the ingots. We got to manually kind of keep on top of that. And let's see, I'll escape out of that. Hit E. Let's craft up another furnace. We're going to need a Stirling engine, and it looks like I've got enough copper to do it. So let's grab one of those. Boom. And we're also going to need a compact generator. Now, we don't have enough. We don't have enough copper yet. So let's see how many more it's going to take. Pretty sure that's all we need is copper. Let's go ahead. We can place the furnace while we're waiting. We've already kind of seen this. We'll pop this guy down here. And this time we're going to pop the Stirling engine on top. And this thing is really cool looking, by the way. So you can see there's a yellow ring, and then there's another lighter ring. I don't know if that's supposed to be white, but that's where the kinetic energy is going to come out. So this is positioned the way I want it. Drop that down. We picked up some coal. I'll fill up our furnace with coal. Not going to see anything happen because there's nowhere to put the kinetic energy. But we'll see that thing moving in a minute. It looks pretty awesome, especially in the daytime. Whoops, did I get that? I think I did. Boom. All right, let's see. Can we do the engine? Not yet. We still need more copper. The computer we have, and I'm pretty sure that's going to have to sit up on a block for now. So I can place the block down. Right click to get out of that, or escape to get out of that. Grab another copper one. There we go. Now we can build the generator. So we'll do that. Wait for that to craft up. You can see all the components crafting in the lower left of the screen. Boom, we got it. I'll just select it out of inventory here and escape. Okay, now you can see this guy's got, I'll just put it over here. You can see it's got, these different colored rings indicating how it needs to hook up. So we'll just connect this guy directly, if I can, directly to our Stirling engine. Boom. And now you can see the Stirling engine starting to turn a tiny little bit to produce some electricity. And last but not least, we need our computer. Boom. I'll select it. And we need to rotate it, it looks like. Boom, boom. Hook it up to the power. And again, there's cables and everything else. We could do this, make it look nicer later on. But right now, we're just kind of butting these machines all up to each other just to kind of conserve resources and just to get it an early setup going. All right, that is it. That's the complete setup. We've got heat. We're converting heat into kinetic energy. We're converting kinetic energy into electricity. And then we're using the electricity to do computations in this computer. So now what? Now we can go into the research tree and we can make these basic, anything that requires basic computations, we can do now. So I'm going to hit plant scan. That's going to allow us to do planks. And so I'll hit start research and nothing happens. So why isn't anything happening? And I wondered the same thing when I first played. And I'm like, what's going on? I've got it selected. I'm hitting start research. That worked before. I've got the computer. Well, we need to set up the computer to tell it what to do. So I'm just going to get close to it, right click. And then here's all the different recipes that the computer can use to do its thing, to do whatever it can do. And the one at the top says, hey, you give me energy. I don't need anything else. No material inputs. Give me energy in 10 seconds and I'll give you 10 basic computations. So we're going to select this one, but you can see here's how we would produce the advanced computations. That's going to require us to provide circuits or advanced circuits or processors or quantum circuits or quantum processors. And then here's the other researches that we can produce, or the computation types that we can produce through the computer. But we're going to need to produce, we're going to need to supply it with materials and electricity. But right now we can get a whole lot of research done just with electricity. So I'm going to click on this. And now we can see the computer is actually churning away. It's burning through some energy. We look, there's our Stirling engine generating power. Pretty cool. Into the, I forgot what we called that thing. The generator. So Stirling engine spinning into the generator, electricity into the computer. And if we look on the side here, or on the front, I guess this would be the front, there's just a little display of the computer doing its thing. Kind of cool. We've got the sun coming up. It's a pretty strong sun. Look at that. And I've turned the shadows down, I believe. So that's why we're not seeing like cool shadow effects, but I'm trying to save a little GPU bandwidth. Okay, so now the Stirling engine just stopped. And if we look at the lower left of the screen, we see the word research is blinking. So that's just telling us we completed our research and we need to queue up another one. Here's all the things we can do. Let's choose basic machines. That's going to get us a macerator and an automatic hammer. Well, let's get that going. And there's just a ton of them that we're going to be able to unlock here just with electricity. So we've got our basic, we're making some basic progress with our research. Now we need to think of, let me take out the copper bars here and let this thing keep being productive here while I'm gabbing. Now we need to think about what's the first thing that we want to automate. In good candidates are the things that we're spending a bunch of time on right now doing manually. So one is, we're feeding coal into these furnaces manually. Now that we've got two of them, it's going to be even more kind of tedious to keep these things going. So coal and automating coal, and then even maybe automating feeding coal into these furnaces, that might be something to consider automating. Then we're smelting a bunch of copper right now, and we can see that it's a pain in the butt. You only get 3 or 4 bars at a time before this whole thing stops, and you got to come in and manually empty it. So automating, pulling copper out of this thing, copper bars out and putting them into storage, that's a candidate for automation. Getting the copper ore itself, right, is a candidate for automation. Right now, we got to go mine it by hand, and it's slow and it's tedious. Then another thing might be the stone bricks, right? We're going to be building platforms a lot. We're going to be using a lot of bricks. Maybe we want to automate mining the stone. So there's a whole bunch to think about what we want to do first. I think, let's see now. We got a bunch of research going. That's going to kind of go on its own. I think we should start with the coal. And there's no right or wrong choice. You can, come up with your own conclusions of what you'd like to do first. But I think I want to automate the coal first. Just kind of looking around here. And so if I look at the map, I'm not sure. No, I'm a little colorblind, so that's always going to be a challenge for what these ores are. I think this one up here is copper. So we'll get to that. And I believe this is the coal deposit here. And it's can't really see it, but it's showing there's 100,000 units of coal there. We've also got some coal down here. But an easy way, kind of one of the easier ways to produce coal is just to manufacture it ourselves. We can do that a couple ways. Let's go into the inventory. We've got some of this plant matter, organics. We can actually manufacture coal from this. But before we can, we need some research. So I see the research blinking in the lower left. We're going to have to keep coming into this and keeping this going. Let's pick drying. This is going to help us actually produce coal. These coke ovens. It says device for the production of charcoal, coke, and clay firing. Okay, so let's pick that. Get that going. And then while we're at it, I think, and we've got some daylight here, I might head over here and see if we can't get some stone. I don't know what this is. This actually looks promising. Let's grab some of this. What is it? Coal. Let's grab some of this while it's light. We need some stone as well, but we'll grab this coal up. And again, eventually, one of the first things we're going to do is automate it so we don't have to do this by hand. But it's going to take some research before we can do it. So in the near term, we're going to have to grab some. And it looks like there's a pit over here. I'm losing some nuggets down the hill here. I'm going to have to go down and fetch those before they disappear. They give us a little bit of time, but eventually they will disappear and you'll lose them. So let's hop down there and collect those up. They do tend to roll around. Here's more coal. Let's see, is there any stone? Yeah, here's some stone. We want stone. So this will be our initial, I guess, little manual mining area. We're getting two of the key ingredients that we need, which is the coal and the stone. I'd say the third one early on is the copper, because we're going to use a lot of stuff, make a lot of stuff out of copper initially. So let's grab up a bunch of this while we can. It's nice and light outside. Okay, our research is stopped. I see it blinking. Let's go ahead and pick another research. Hit the J key. I'll do a quick look here. How about, let's see. I know eventually we're going to want the ability to plant or we're going to want the ability to create wood or grow wood. Where is it? I'm not sure. Oh, we're going to need this atmospheric condenser. I know that. Let's grab that. We're going to need that for water. We don't need to drink or eat. There's not that kind of issue. But this water that's produced from the atmospheric condenser is going to allow us to feed like a little greenhouse and grow trees. And then we're going to be able to run those trees through that coke oven, the thing that we just researched prior to this, I think, and produce coal. And then if we run the coal through a coke oven, I think we get coke, which burns a lot longer than coal. So that kind of stretches out how much heat energy we get from the wood that we're going to grow. But now I'm just looking to see if I can find out where that was, where we can actually, those little greenhouse things. I'm not sure. It's going to have to, I don't want to run through all these. We'll get to it, but we'll get to it. We'll just get to it. Let's grab some of this stuff up. We're going to need the stone for foundations, and we're going to need it for the coke ovens as well. And one thing that's nice about the coke ovens we'll see is they don't require any power. So that's kind of cool. It makes things heck of a lot easier. I'm going to try and work my way out of the mine here. Just grab some stuff as we go. Boom. All right, we're out of there. Let's grab these little nuggets here. I think this is organic material. We can use that to create coal as well. And how do we get over here? Let's look at the map, get back to our little platform. Back, there it is. I see it in the distance. We'll watch out for the holes. All right, there's our computer going away. Let's again fetch our copper bars and keep this thing running for as much of the time as we possibly can. And then I'm going to use some of our blocks, I think. So I'll just hit 2 and let's expand our platform out here. We're going to need a lot of space. So we're going to use a lot of blocks. It's another one of the things that I think we should probably automate after we do the coal. Because we're going to use a ton of these bricks, and it's no fun mining by hand all the time. We'll grab up this organic material. We'll make use of that. Let's see. Can I build the coke oven? It looks like I got one I can build. I'll queue that up, and then we'll wrap this episode here. Next episode, we will continue down the research tree. We'll pick another research because it's already done. We'll fetch copper bars because we're going to be doing that a lot. And then we'll lay down that coke oven and we'll start doing some coal production. And we will get on the very first steps, the early steps to automating coal at least, and then maybe move on to stone. But that may even take another episode. Anyway, that's it for this one. This is Glidercat signing off, saying thanks so much for watching. Enjoy having you here on this journey. This is Evospace. You can pick it up now on Steam. It's pretty cool. And again, it's going to be a casual Let's Play. So again, really enjoy having you here. For now, I'll sign off and say I'll see you in the next episode.